Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you find that your SketchUp is slow or is laggy and you're trying to maybe scroll up and down or orbit, it might not be your computer, so it might be your optimization in SketchUp. And today I'm going to be showing you how to optimize your SketchUp workflow and how to clean it so you can carry on working and be productive. So without further ado, let's go. Guys, welcome back to the SketchUp, and I'm going to be showing you how to optimize and manage your SketchUp performance and workflow. I know that sometimes you need to get the work done, whether you're an architecture student. Obviously, I've been exactly the same where you are. You try to meet deadlines, and it's kind of like lagging and slow, and it's not really that nice. The problem is that you have a lot of models inside your SketchUp. And if your file size of SketchUp is too large, then it can lead to lagging. Sometimes it's not performance issues, sometimes it's SketchUp issues that you have to fix. So I did explain some things in my videos, in my previous videos, like how to use groups, components, and purge and other stuff, but I'm going to repeat it a bit again, okay? Before you export it into 3ds Max, obviously. But obviously I'm just gonna show you a quick tutorial how to optimize a workflow. Now, the model size, like I said again, matters a lot. It's because it can reduce the time, it can slow zooming and orbiting, very slow. You can see my orbiting is very smooth. Why? Because I use less components, less models. This is why it's very smooth. And even the zoom scrolling is very smooth. And it can cause corrupted and crashes files. So what you need to do is you need to go to edit. Okay, sorry. You need to go to window, model info, statistics. Now you have to go to statistics. I did mention in my previous video, but statistics helps you where your model contains, where your how can I explain, where your models, where your lines are used. If you use section planes, then you can see planes, and which of these commands you've used a lot. And that is why if you have any, if you used a lot of commands basically, then it can lead to laggy things, laggy 3D structure, 3D models, okay, in SketchUp. What you want to do, obviously, my model is already clean, but you need to go to Purge Unused, and you need to go to Fix Problems. So there's no problem found. Make sure you click both of them to make sure that your 3D model in SketchUp are fixed and prevents without using, well, prevents any objects from hiding, from laggy. I hope that this makes sense. Now, that's for the first thing. Now, the second thing is obviously, like I said again, purge what you're not using. I've explained that on this video. Make sure that you are using tags. Tags, I can't stress this enough. Tags are one of the most important elements you have to use in SketchUp. If you don't do this, then you might have to blame yourself. I know sometimes you might be rushing to do SketchUp, you might be rushing to do deadline, but if you don't do what I say, then I'm sorry, then you should have watched this video. But you have to use tags. I've explained how tags work, I've explained how groups work, component works. You can look at my previous videos on that. These save you a lot of times. So you can use tags, the one that you don't need, you can work on it. Obviously, this is not the correct one, but I've saved it on the file. So let's say I'm going to choose the ceiling. Okay, I'm going to add. I'm gonna go ceiling. Okay, ceiling. And then I go to entity info, tag, ceiling. Okay. And then that ceiling, that's it. Boom, that's it. Now I don't have to delete or hide. For example, if I do hide, let's say if I right click hide, hide is also a good strategy. But the problem with hide is that the files are already there and it can also lead to lagging your Sketchup model. So that is why it's very important to use tags. Like I said again, I've explained in my previous video how to use tags. Please have a look at that. So let me get the ceiling back. That's it. Now obviously use groups and components. So I've got groups in here for components. So this is to help you stay organized and also help you make your model nice and clean and efficient. For example, let's say if I'm going to explode it, right? So let's say I'm going to explode this, explode. Sometimes I might not like it, I might delete it, or something comes like this as, oh, messy, it's not really that nice, right? So it is important to have groups and components. Okay, let me bring this back. This is why it's important to have groups and components to make your model nice and neat before you export a SketchUp. Okay, now obviously you have to also control your geometry density. What I mean is that, what do I mean by that is that you need to make sure that your measurements are correct. Obviously, you don't want to put any measurement you want, and make sure that you actually fully know your floor plan. If you don't know your floor plan, then what's the point creating 3D model? You have to know your floor plans first. You have to scale first. You have to measure first before you 3D model anything, extrude anything. To This is to prevent you from messing up your model and messing up your workflow. I hope this makes sense. Another one is that, like I said again, optimize imported models. So if you imported a model from 3D Warehouse or a SketchUp 3D Warehouse or from other website, make sure you clean those models too before you import it into your project. And if you don't do this, like I said again, it will keep to lag. Yes, some importer models are heavy, some are less heavy, but file. But it is extremely important to understand what you are doing and understand that the heavy files really impact on your SketchUp performance. I hope this makes sense. And obviously, you have to also manage textures. So I did explain on how to use uh, decal, paint, how to get Google Images, paint any texture that you want, image, and put it into SketchUp. I've done that, but make sure that you don't want to have too high resolution and too low resolution. So you want a kind of imperfect sweet spot, imperfect amount. Okay, so if you use, let's say, 4K texture, then it's the waste of memory in SketchUp. And that is why it is extremely important for using colors. So resize necessary, avoid unnecessary transparency, and also remove unused materials regularly. If you don't use any materials, just delete them. But if you need materials to be used in your renders, which I'm going to be showing you in the future, then keep that. If you don't want to use any others, just delete it. I hope this makes sense. And also, the final part of the managing the Sketchup workflow is organization is equals performance. So the moral of the story is if you organize your workflow means your performance will be smooth. I'm not going to say your performance increases, but I'm going to say your performance will be smooth. Okay. And you have to use tags like what I use, visibility, use groups and components, use outliner for hierarchy. I think that's how you say it, hierarchy, and scenes to control what loads on screen and what doesn't. So you have to be strategic here with SketchUp. You can't just, okay, I'm gonna make a model and that's it. I made that mistake as well, but you have to make a, you have to, you have to follow the steps for smoother work. Sorry, you have to make a, okay, you have to follow the guidance what I showed you in previous videos, right? Even this video for smoother process in SketchUp. That's it. And it is extremely important to make sure that when you have a smoother process in SketchUp, then you are able to meet deadlines, whether it's for university project or you deal with clients. I hope that this makes sense. I know kind of I didn't really show a lot, but I just want to make a point here to make sure that you must organize. If you don't organize, then like I said again, it's really going to mess up your workflow and it's going to mess up your productivity. I hope that this makes sense, and please watch the tutorials again and again until you get used to it. So let's get back to the camera. Alright guys, so this is the end of this video. I hope that this makes sense. If you have any questions, I will leave a Instagram link down below so you can ask me any question you want about visualization. I will leave also a booking link down below if you want to have a call with me, if you want to talk about how I can help you with visualization. I'm looking for 5 people at the moment to help you from zero to hero renders. And also, if you don't want to join, that's okay, completely fine. So I recommend that you watch my channel. So I will keep updating each week more on visualization. And yes, can you please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so it helps boost the algorithm to reach more people like you and get more people into visualization. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.